Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of General Assembly and the Security Council, all to all world leaders and entire planet Earth. This is a weekly update about what we are accomplishing so far, what our weekly agenda has been focused on. I'm going to go into just a little brief explanation here. It's going to be a short video update this week. And this is SG leader John Norton. First of all, we started out this week with working on some important projects to do with education, also with dealing with starvation, ongoing problems with starvation in Africa. Most particularly with dealing with it in Sudan and Yemen. The situation, continuing deteriorating situation with, especially with southern Sudan, the Darfur region of Sudan is very serious. We pushed a lot of humanitarian aid into the pipeline for certain African nations and member states who are in deep need of help. However, we are also dealing with budgetary constraints that I've put in place deliberately in order to reduce public debt load. So we're what I'm trying to do is to balance things out here. We have to work with the financial problems that we have, some shortfalls in programs and programmings that need to be funded. They're actually essential emergency aid programs. Those are very important. However, I'm busy on shrinking the public debt load with this organization, and with changing the face and the nature and the way this organization does business, government business. As I've stated, that's ongoing. The reforms are ongoing. But having said that, ladies and gentlemen, this week we've worked on education, raising my part of my program, which is raising the bar of the standard of global education on this planet, because its deplorable level is very important. Also, I put to work on the Security Council with dealing with DPRK, the ongoing DPRK weapons menace. Nuke weapons menace is a very big, serious issue. And they've gone ahead with my authorization and done more about it this week, and to do more about it. I stand corrected. Do more about it this week as far as putting DPRK into compliance. They continue to be rogue member state, and DPRK dictator believes he can do anything he wants on this planet, including hurling missiles any which way he feels like he wants to each day of the week. That's being put an end to. NATO has stepped up to the plate. I've got NATO involved, and that the NATO mission is expanded, and working with many member states on a global basis to expand NATO's mission, so that this crazy dictator gets the point he can't keep hurling missiles at Japan and other member states without consequences. And the consequences are very severe. So, ladies and gentlemen, in addition to more sanctions by the Security Council, and I'll push it to the point of the General Assembly. I will, Mr. Speaker Thompson. Speaker Thompson is already well aware of my position and our organization's position, and he's well prepared to go forward with more tighter controls, which will force, through the General Assembly, will force them to comply, or they'll be taken to the next level, and that's just very serious. They'll be forced into a blockade. They'll be forced into total isolation, and eventually they'll be completely cut off. This is very serious. You don't hurl missiles at Japan and other member states without actually having serious ramifications of it. Anyway, so this is a little bit of what we've worked on so far. Also worked on the issue of slavery and getting rid of slavery on this planet, which is in certain member states, particularly in Africa, is still an ungodly practice, and as well as getting rid of prostitution. A newer part of my agenda that I put forward now, which is to get rid of prostitution on this planet, which is also part of slavery, and it ruins the lives of women. It's also part of empowering women to do different things, to be a productive part of the workforce. My vision for doing that. So you see women's empowerment in a different way than what we've ever done before. I'm putting a new face on what women's empowerment is, and you see that going forward. I want to see women become more productive in work and home, and so some of that you see already this week going on with also human rights issues. This is just, ladies and gentlemen, some of the things that are this week's fundamental agenda, as well as I need to throw in Iraq, the ongoing ground situation in Iraq and Syria. Those are also on the table this week too, and some substance has been achieved and progress has been achieved in all these areas. Thank you. This is SG Norton. Have a blessed day.